Hey out there survivors, how you all doing? Welcome back to another episode of Let's Survive Interviews. Today I'm delighted to be joined by my first ever double team interview where I'm up against two peeps, not just one. And also this is the second time I've ever had a cosplayers on the show. And I'm very excited to have Hi Frenzy, Kristin, and Bonedaddycos, Sandro on Let's Survive with me here today. I hope I didn't butcher that too bad, Sandro, this time.
Perfect.
Cool, guys. Thank you so much for being here. I'm so happy to have you on.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us here. It's amazing.
First of all, guys, as you can see, they are in their cosplays on the interview, which is so friggin' cool because, like, it's just like I'm literally sitting here talking to Jill and Carlos. It's amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
And I would say I'm a little bit of a Resident Evil fan myself.
Little bit.
Little bit.
What's that?
It's just my original director's cut. I have to have it by me all the time, you know.
Nice.
But guys, first of all, I have to say I'm fascinated, not only because you guys are obviously cosplayers, but you're also a cosplaying couple, like, which is so cool. And the fact that you're obviously both into the same games and same characters and same universes is very, very cool. So can I just ask, was that something that you were both into before ye met, or did this kind of love for this stuff grow as you guys love for each other too?
Actually, I'm a big Resident Evil fan. I don't know, since the second time was for PS1, and I play all the Resident Evil games. I loved. Didn't know Resident Evil at all, and yeah, I don't know.
It's a shame, I know.
It's fine. You're here now, and now you're Jill. So look.
Perfect. So I made a good job. I think I made a good job.
Absolutely. And Kristin, what was the first game then that you kind of played in the series?
It's hard to admit, but the first Resident Evil was the fifth one. And I watched him playing the fifth one with his friend, and I was like, that looks kind of cool.
No.
And all.
In the first way, you was like, what is that?
Yeah,
like, what is that? And I was like, this is Resident Evil.
You know, I have to tell a bit more about this because I haven't been playing since years. When I was younger, I played, Kingdom Hearts and all of that, and had a huge break with video games because of school and everything. And then I met this dude here, and he kind of brought me back into the gaming world. And thank you, baby.
Yeah.
And as I said, I saw him playing the fifth one, and I didn't know what to think about it at first, but when we tried to play Mercenaries together and all, I kind of liked the game mechanics and everything, and so I started the story.
Yeah.
And I didn't know who anyone was, so being
That's a
Wesker
weird one
and
to
Jill
jump into,
together was yes, but I loved it, and that's when I started to play all the other ones as well. And that's why I'm here now.
Thank God.
Yes, exactly. Good job. Good work. Another one for the cause. It's funny though, because Resident Evil 5, I think, is a gateway Resident Evil for a lot of people. I know so many people in the community are hard on it, but like my wife wouldn't be a big... She has certain games that she likes. She likes Grand Theft Auto, she likes Saints Row, but she also likes co-op games. So she played Resident Evil 5 with me because it was co-op, So I think, it is. While people criticize the hell out of that game, I think it got a lot of people into Resident Evil who wouldn't normally have been,
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. That's a point.
The co-op mode was amazing. I mean, playing together with your friends and all, the whole story together was something not very usual to that time, and it was very fun.
Yeah.
Definitely, and especially in horror games, there wasn't really a lot of co-op before that either. So, we actually played Revelations 2 then not so long ago. Well, I say that, it's probably about 3 years ago. Time moves quicker as you get older.
I'm running.
Yeah, time is running.
Exactly. But I think we played Revelations 2, and she liked that because the secondary character didn't really have to do much. Like when you're... Yeah, exactly. Point a flashlight.
Yeah, exactly.
I can't see it. Show me.
The little girl just point.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Right in the eyes.
Yeah. I remember that.
But so I suppose the next question from that for me is like, well, actually, I asked Kristin what was the first. Oh, and you said Resident Evil 2 was the first you played, Sandro. Is that right?
Mine was Resident Evil 1.
Resident Evil 1. I thought. Oh wow. Okay. OG.
The first one. Yeah, I started playing horror and watching horror movies when I was a little child. So I was, I don't know, like 9 years old and playing Resident Evil 1.
Wow.
And my brother has it, and my mother always said, "Don't go in there. That's nothing for you. That's nothing for you." And I was like, I want to watch. So I started really when I was 8 or 9 years old, playing the games. So.
Yeah, see, I was similar in that when I was 5 years old. Now I'm a bit older than you guys, I reckon. When I was 5 years old, I came in and my mother and grandmother and my aunt were watching Nightmare on Elm Street, and I walked in on it when I was 5, and I hid behind a couch and watched the whole thing.
Oh shit!
Yeah, and that's why I make horror movies now. It led from there to where I am now, scarred for life. The next question that I kind of have though is that like, okay, so when you guys met, you started getting back into gaming, and then when did the kind of decision to start cosplaying, and whose decision was it to start cosplaying?
It's like
this is where we flip it.
It's flip it. She's cosplayer, I don't know, since 13 years.
No, I'm a cosplayer since 2009, so 11 years now, and but you did it as well before we met. So.
Not so much. No.
Well, in the early days with cosplay, it was more like putting on a cheap wig and having the fun of your life. So it was nothing like doing it perfectly.
It was just like meeting your friends and I don't know.
Different
fooling around,
getting dressed up, and just having. It's funny because I've never done it. It's something that fascinates me, and I appreciate the craft that it takes to do it. Because I think there's a lot of people out there who maybe just think, oh, you just get dressed up as someone. How hard is that? They don't realize all the pouches that you have on your chest. Like, they don't just magically form. Like, they have to be sourced or made or,
Yeah.
But it's funny because if I was ever to do a cosplay and I'm building up the courage for it. My intention is to do Remake Carlos as well. I'm sorry, Sandro.
Amazing.
You already have the beard.
You have the beard. So
I'm growing my hair out. I'm growing.
Oh,
Look
nice!
at you. Perfect.
I have very naturally curly hair, so it made sense.
Nice.
Just in the front and perfect.
It's also easier when you have a natural hair that fits the character already, because I mean that is a wig, obviously, but it was a huge pain in the ass to do this, to style the wig and all. So
and it's perfect. Like, it's such a good. It really does.
She did it.
I burned my fingers 100 times when I did it.
She did it a whole day, and she was so angry.
Yeah, I was very exhausted. All these little curves.
And I didn't talk a lot because I
wasn't allowed to say anything because I was like, shut up, let me do this. It was awful, but I think it was worth it.
Definitely.
It was fucking scary.
No.
And were you dressed up as Jill then? Like, was he like? Did he have Jill doing this? Like, was he Jill
not yet.
And,
but
I mean, these cosplays, are they around? I mean, since the early footage of Resident Evil 3 Remake, or were they once the game came out?
No, we started when first pics appeared,
Yeah.
and when we found it. I remember when I was searching for Jill pics from the trailers and everything, and I couldn't find anything. And I was asking on Twitter, on Instagram, everywhere, does anyone have good pics of Jill's back, like the holster and all this? Because I couldn't find any good references.
Yeah.
But yeah, we started before the game was released.
Oh wow, that's cool. And I mean, it's obviously a shame with everything that's happened this year, and it was right at the Resident Evil 3 release actually that all really started to go down in a very serious way. But obviously all the conventions stopped and things like that, so that must have been a bit. But I think you guys have owned it on Twitter. Like, you didn't let that stop you. I think a lot of cosplayers I've spoken to were like, oh, I've had to put things off till next year, you know, because conventions have stopped. But what I love is you guys just went like, no, we're just going to become like Twitter icons.
Oh
my god.
No.
Yeah, I don't know what it was, but I think when Resident Evil was the beginning of April, I think,
Yeah.
and we have been in lockdown already then.
Yes.
Okay, same.
And,
yeah, I suppose like 2 weeks.
Yeah, exactly. So it was also very scary and all. And as we played it, it was like, I don't know, it felt so good to just dive into this world again. So we really wanted to finish the costumes to celebrate it. And we had a nice cooperation with our photographer because
Yes.
she's not living in our area. So we took some pics here at home and sent it to her, and she edited them, and these were the first pics we uploaded on Twitter because we just wanted to celebrate the game, because it was a shame that it happened in the lockdown.
And it was really really hard because last year we said we want to visit more conventions or meeting our friends again, and then the situation came up, and we just was like, damn, what are we gonna do now? And then
we had to find solutions.
And then we just put our heart in Twitter, and and it was just like a big family right now. You know?
I don't think it would have worked like that if it wasn't for the lockdown.
Yes,
probably
because
not.
Because you're online so much, and you're writing all the stuff on social media because there's no other opportunity to do things. And I don't know if it would have worked like that if it wasn't for all this.
No.
So maybe it's something good and the bad after all.
That's one thing I've been noticing from talking to people during the lockdown is everybody's had, you know, obviously, as we say, it's been scary, and it's been you know, it's been hard in a lot of ways for a lot of people, some more than others. But one thing I've noticed from talking to people is everybody seems to have found something good to latch to. For me, it's this channel. Like, I'm a filmmaker, and obviously when April hit, and when lockdown hit, I basically was like, well, there's no filmmaking now for a while. That's not going to be happening. So it was like, I still want to be doing videos. I still want to be editing. I'll just do a YouTube channel, you know. And it's something a friend of mine had pushed me to do since last September, and I was always like, who the hell wants to watch me play video games and now I love it.
Yeah, perfect. I mean, it was a good way to start something new, to just do it, you know, because there's no other thing you can do. Just try new things.
And don't let anyone or anything stop you, because when you love something, you put your heart into it, and everyone can see it.
Yeah,
yes.
And you find a way.
And you find a way,
Definitely. And I mean, the great thing about this whole situation as well is, like, you guys have spent a lot more time, I don't know if it's a great thing, but I've spent a lot more time on social media as well. But what I will say is that, like, the community that I've found through that, like, people like you guys, up behind you, Kristin, is a beautiful picture by another guest of mine. He's been on the show.
Yeah, we love it.
Jack Petrichor Crown. Guys, if you haven't seen the Jack episode, go check out the Jack episode after this. It's amazing.
When we stood, when we put the camera here, I was like, you know, let it be in the background, so everyone can see it.
This.
There we go. There's mine.
I got this. Have it in my drawer, so.
We've all got our Jack originals, and as I say, I wouldn't have come across Jack's work. I wouldn't have come across you guys, Josh the Medic, all these other parts of the community that I've found. And it's really funny because I think the Resident Evil fandom, in some places, can be very toxic. It's just, I think when you have a game series that has had as many entries as it has, and you have people who are aging from, God, I don't know, 50s and 60s all the way down to teens, it's so hard to get something that everybody can agree on. But I will say that to me, the Twitter fandom seems a little bit more encouraging. Like, as I say, that's where I found a lot of you guys. Whereas on Facebook, I've been met with a lot of gatekeeping. You like this Resident Evil. How can you like that one? That one's garbage. You're not allowed. I'm not allowed. Have you guys dealt with any of that really on the Twitter of people kind of like criticisms, I suppose, that like just from any dark side of the fandom, I guess?
I don't know for sure, but I mean, when you're posting in a fandom, it's usual to someday meet people who dislike what you write or something. I had a few here and there, but I wouldn't say it was so bad. I mean, it was different opinions met, and it kind of escalated, and but you know, it's still a video game, and it's still a world we all love.
Exactly.
Deep in our hearts. So
that's it.
If I say I don't like Resident Evil 7 as much as Resident Evil 5, so that is my opinion, but it doesn't mean that I hate it.
But I think you're right. I think people struggle with the idea that like people just have different tastes. People just have completely different tastes. You know. No, but like some people like coffee, some people think coffee is horrific, so like, you know.
We love coffee, so.
Good, we can all agree on that. Brilliant.
Perfect.
But guys, and I saw recently that Sandro, you started doing a Leon cosplay. You've just dug that out, or has that been going longer than I know of?
Leon, I did 1 year ago.
Yeah, 2019.
Before Carlos, the companion photography.
Who also took the pics of Jill and Carlos. So.
And she's also a very good friend of us. And it was actually in the first place, it was like, doing Leon, okay. And then I just fell into it. The pictures were so amazing. I made myself bloody and here the bandage. And
injured Leon is the best Leon.
Yes, perfect. He has to be fucked up, so he's nice.
It's so true. It's awesome though. And then like even you see the fanboy in me loves things like then getting to see you post like Jill and Leon together, and you know, like again, we all like that about this kind of. With this kind of a series, again, there's so many characters who have never met, or characters that you want to meet, and so when you see people, whether it's fan art, whether it's cosplay, kind of setting up situations that you yourself want, it's really cool. So that's got to be cool for you guys, being able to kind of deliver that to the world.
Yeah, we hope people like that, because I mean, it's a shame that they never met.
And there's such cool characters, both of them,
and I mean,
they made such a good team.
I mean, Jill and Claire. I mean, they have to know each other because of Chris. Yeah. So why can't they meet up?
Yeah, they're like the first ladies of Resident Evil, literally. Like, you know, as in them and Rebecca were like the first female characters in the series. Yeah. Why are they not all? We just need like one game where it all comes. I suppose 6 tried to do that, but. To varying degrees of success. But
it was nice to see Sherry again.
It was, and I actually love the Leon campaign, and I actually really like the Jake and Sherry campaign. I never did like the Chris campaign that much, but upon replaying it, I've found a whole different appreciation for it, because of Jack. Jack has kind of swayed me around, because of the whole Piers Chris thing.
The first time we played Resident Evil 6 in the Chris and Piers campaign, I was Chris and she was playing Piers.
And I fell in love with Piers from the very first moment.
And we both cried like a baby.
It was so hard.
It was so hard because that one scene, Piers is sitting there and Chris is like, come on, we gonna do it. And he's gonna grab his hand and we was like, yes!
Yeah, take it, Piers, take it!
Yeah. And then he's,
It's so rough. It is.
Yeah, it was really rough.
But sorry. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
No. I just want to talk about
wasted potential.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, there's a lot of unfinished threads in the Resident Evil franchise, with a lot of unused potential. I mean, from Billy Cohen all the way up along. Yeah. You know, there's so many little characters or side characters or whatever that you're like, where have they gone? I want these. But then again, some main characters have been entirely relegated as well, so...
You know. I don't know, maybe we expect to...
Yeah.
It's like the Resident Evil 5, you know? You met Sheva Alomar. She's so good. She's a queen, you know? And then you meet Josh. Josh Stone. He is her teacher, and they're so amazing. And you played this escape with Josh and Jill, and
the DLC that was so good. I forgot about that.
Yeah, and then he
just disappears.
They're gone, and
they're gone.
You're like, oh.
It's a shame.
So much potential for these characters.
Yeah.
There's a hope I have, which is with stuff like Infinite Darkness, you know, the new Netflix show, that we will see characters, because like maybe with more long form stuff like that, they'll be able to reintroduce. As you say, though, Kristin, I think sometimes we forget that there has to be room for new characters as well, and that we can't just always go back. We always just want the old guard back, because that's us. Because that's what we've grown up with, or that's what we've fallen in love with. Whereas I think, there's people who, if it's their first experience, like you with Resident Evil 5, they're like, I have no idea who any of these characters are or what's going on.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. I'm kind of excited for this series because I first thought it was a movie or something, but being a series has huge potential for showing more and different characters appearing together and all. So I'm excited.
Brings more cosplay opportunities as well. You never know.
Oh no!
Stop it!
They're expensive.
really expensive. Yeah.
That's the other side of cosplay that people don't think about. As I said earlier, people think, you know, oh sure, anybody could do this, which is ridiculous. As I say, it's a huge craft, and then beyond that, people don't realize how costly it is. It can be insane. What I like though is you do a lot of like Kristin, you do a lot of cosplays that are like Jill post Resident Evil 5, just in her apartment drinking a cup of coffee and smoking a cigarette, and it's like, again, it doesn't look like it was too expensive to put together potentially, but it also carries that kind of like, this is the type of stuff I wanted to see where Jill was after Resident Evil 5, you know.
It was a version I wanted to do, just to have a casual version of her as well. I mean, of course, the on-screen outfits we did took a lot of time, money, and everything, but we just wanted to do some behind-the-scenes pics of the characters as well, to show how their life could be, or how we imagined them to live between the games and all. So that was a thing we wanted to do because we loved them and wanted to show something else as well.
Yeah.
I think that's really cool because, again, as I say, it gives something back to the fans who don't get it necessarily from the main source, because they have their priorities. They've got to focus on the future of the series and can't necessarily be looking back. So it's nice when you get members of the community who kind of go, well, if you wanted to know what happened, this is just our idea of what could have happened.
Yeah.
And one thing I'd say as well is other interpretations. I've a friend who's a speedrunner, Resident Evil 3 speedrunner, CB Item Box. I interviewed him here on the channel as well. And we were chatting one day recently on his stream, and I said, I'm interviewing Hi Frenzy and Bonedaddycos, and he was like, "Oh my god, I love her punk rock Jill so much!" Like he was so hyped about your punk rock Jill.
Oh my god! Thank you.
Yeah, so I'd say I'll send this to CB when it's out as well. But yeah, it just goes to show you that I didn't know CB was aware of you guys' work. But I suppose this is a smaller community than I think sometimes. Like, as in, we do all kind of know each other to some extent.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so sweet. Thank
That's
you.
really sweet. Aww.
Oh no, it's
No,
just.
I'm blushing. I can't take compliments. I'm so bad at this. Oh.
Well,
It's true. It's true. It's true. Yeah.
As an Irish person, I understand that we're very. I don't know whether it's all the Catholic guilt or what, but like, yeah, like if I'm at a festival and somebody's like, "I liked your movie," I'm like, I need to get away from here. I can't.
Yeah, exactly. Bye.
I've been to Germany a few times in the past. I went there for my honeymoon in 2009
Oh, nice.
to Dusseldorf and just drank lots of beer. Me and my wife drank lots of beer.
I hope it was tasty.
Yeah.
It was very tasty. We went to all the different like beer tasting places in Dusseldorf and Cologne and just
Perfect.
drank lots of beer. And also there was loads of good Japanese restaurants in Dusseldorf, so we
That's true. That's true.
we ate lots
We
of good
know
Jap-
a couple of them. Yes.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah, because there's
really
one
good.
street that's just full of Japanese stores and stuff.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. And then I went back in 2009, 2010, around that era. I was a game developer, and I went a few times to GDC in Cologne, and that was fantastic and amazing and stuff as well. But that's where I was kind of getting with this is, do you think like once the world begins to reopen back up, because there is a way out of this tunnel. It will happen, you know.
Yeah, definitely.
It
Yeah.
has been. Yeah.
Exactly. So, but when that happens, I just wonder if stuff like GDC, with that being kind of native to you guys' country, would that be something you'd be, or even Gamescom, sorry, but like, would that be something you'd be interested to go to show off your cosplays and be part of events like that?
So, I mean, Gamescom is something we attended every year.
Yeah.
So it was very sad that it
Yeah.
got cancelled this year. I
no.
mean, of course it had to be, but
Yeah.
It was that highlight in the year.
yeah, it was always a highlight.
Yes.
We met so many people, and the atmosphere there is amazing. I can't.
Oh, it's
describe.
incredible. Yeah.
Yeah, the feeling you have when you enter these huge halls, and everywhere
The music and
gaming
and the
kits.
drums and yeah.
And the
the
cosplays
smell-
and everything, yeah.
yeah, it's amazing.
It's really
and
amazing.
we also talked about wearing these costumes for conventions as well, because I mean we wore them so much already,
Really,
but
a lot.
never really for being outside or something. So I guess we would bring them to Gamescom.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I would say, yeah.
definitely. And I
I mean-
hope we can meet you then.
Oh, that would be awesome. I haven't been in. The last time I was there was maybe 2012. But I loved it. Like you say, I remember one of the years I was there, Catherine was just coming out, and there was Catherine cosplays all over the place, and it was fantastic. I couldn't have been happier.
Why is that?
Because they were such good cosplays, okay?
Of course.
No, but there was some phenomenal. I took so many pictures at Gamescom with. I've one with a Sheva and Wesker cosplayer, and you know, like loads. I think that year there was so many Ezio's from Assassin's Creed. Just everywhere you
Yeah,
looked.
that's the game. That's the game.
Yeah. But the Gamescom really changed since 2012
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
it gets fuller every year, and yeah, but it's still very amazing. So you should attend it again.
Yeah,
I
please.
definitely will. Hopefully, I'm kind of slowly re-entering the world of games development a little bit. Me and some guys that I used to work with are throwing around an idea, and we're like, yeah, we'll do this small little game just as fun, not to make anything. Again, we didn't want to be like, let's make a company and make a game, and it was like, no, nothing too serious. Let's just do it for fun, and then if we like it, then we'll continue doing it, I guess. I suppose one of the things that I find very curious about cosplays is, like, do you think that there's how do I put this in a way that's like, do you think that there's like a time limit on the cosplays you have? Like, or like, do you think that, do you think about what's next, or do you kind of like just try to stay in the moment, stay present with what you have?
It kind of depends.
Yes.
I would say.
I don't know. Couple years ago, 5 years ago, we had a list, like 10 characters, and it was like we want to do that, and we never did it. We never did it because it was a waste of time.
He already has a Wesker wig for like 4 years or something, and we never finished it.
We never finished it, and so someday we had the point that we said we just do what we want to do now, right now, and then we do it, and not planning for the next 6 months.
Yeah, the problem is when you want to do, I don't know, 10 different costumes, you're kind of losing the focus on why you want to do it. Because it's funny that you asked this, because I told him a few days ago that when you're cosplaying a character more than once, like Jill and Carlos, I mean, we wore them like, I don't know, it feels like 100 times already. But,
it's true.
But these are characters I'm not getting tired of. So I always had it like, for example, we made some Far Cry 5 costumes, and we wore them the whole year for every convention and everything. And someday I was like, okay, I can't wear her anymore because I'm tired. I'm tired of the costume. I'm tired of always getting told something about it. But it's not the same with Jill and Carlos, I would say, because Jill is just a perfect fictional character, and I love her with all my heart. And I already did Jill costumes in the earlier days, and it went horrible. I hated it. I hated everything about it. How I looked, the costume, it was awful.
So I took the picture, so
it was not.
I think I saw. Did you post a while back? Did you post a comparison like type thing where you said from where it was to now, kind of thing?
No, I didn't post anything like that. I don't remember.
The only reason I asked is I think I saw it and I thought, wow, it has come a long way. But I think it wasn't even that. I think it was like, maybe it was the start of this Jill cosplay from where it went to when you started developing it to where.
Yeah. Because I don't know how much times I already changed this one. It was months. I don't know. It's because Jill is so important to me that I want to fulfill her character and satisfy myself with this costume, that I can give her all the love and all the work and everything I can to show my love for this character. So that's why I'll never be satisfied with it.
But you've just summed up what cosplaying should be about right there. Like, you've literally just summed up, like you said, right? The reason I asked that question was because, like, to me, if you play characters, or if you're doing characters like you guys are, who are, in my opinion, although their looks change, they're timeless, you know what I mean? Like, Jill and Carlos are timeless characters now. It's not like Far Cry 5, where Far Cry 6 comes out and everybody kind of, Far Cry 5 is forgotten about. Jill and Carlos don't get forgotten about, ever, you know?
True.
And as you say, you have to love it, and if you love the character, like you just said, then, as you say, just keep doing it and keep improving on it and making yourself happy. That's what it's all about.
Exactly. Yes.
Because it's the same when I do Twitch streams. People always say you should stream this because it's really popular right now, or you should stream that because it's really popular right now, and I'm like, I just want to stream what I enjoy. I don't care about whether it's popular or big or exciting. I don't give a fuck. I just want what I like.
Exactly.
Perfect.
We spoke a lot about Jill and Carlos, and how did you guys like the 3 remake? Obviously you guys are embodying the characters, which is incredible, and like I say this, by the way, I'm not trying to catch you out in I'm not in a like Because I fucking hated it. Like, no, I didn't. I loved it. I gave it a positive review on here on the channel, and I got messages telling me that I was like bought off by Capcom and stuff, and I was like, no, I actually just really enjoyed it. I'm sorry that I liked it. But I'd love to know, because I mean, again, I think characterization is super important in these things, and especially for you guys, you're embodying characters. So I'd love to know what you thought of the new game and the characters that you play.
I love it. So it was sure the first one was really long, and it's a whole different thing now. You know, it's a remake, so they just changed everything. I think to the better, I would say.
I can't compare it to the original one because I haven't played it. So.
So I played it. I don't know. It was 10 years ago. I don't know. As I said, I was a little child, so I played it on my PSX. So it's in the earlier days. It was really scary. Of course, it was you joining a room. You have the camera angle just on you, and you hear the zombies everywhere. Like, okay, there's a zombie right next to me. Okay, no, he's like 400 meters in front on the door. You know, you don't know what to see, how to move, and now it's much better. So the future games, they're so easy. I think.
Yeah, easier.
It's easier. Yeah. So it's just like go there. In Resident Evil 3 original, it was like you have a key, but I don't tell you where. You have to check everything. It's like this. You had to check, I don't know, 2 hours more to check which key for which door, and now it's just like, oh, okay, I got the key, I know the door, and that's it. So it was easy, but I loved the story really much. I hate Nikolai. I'm sorry.
No, Nikolai did that all along.
Infected.
No, if Josh,
he might have been infected.
If Josh
Why is she here?
Why is she here?
Watching the video, I'm sorry, Josh. I love you, Josh, but I don't like Nikolai. So
no, Nikolai was.
Oh, Josh is in love with Nikolai.
Oh my God! No. Delete it.
Joshua Lai is ruling Twitter.
Yes, Joshua Lai.
I don't know. As I said, I can't compare it to the original one, but I played a bit of it on the PS Vita. I played, I don't know, 2 or 3 hours, and it was very hard.
It's
I know.
So hard. It's so
the old
hard.
games are
it's
very
like,
heavy.
Like this just and of course it's harder.
Yeah.
And that's what I really liked in the Resident Evil 3 remake, because you found a key object and you knew exactly where to put and to go further and everything. And
but it's like the earlier games from Resident Evil. It's really hard, and I don't know how to say it. It's just like you have to imagine more, you know?
Yeah, you have to think more, and
you have to think more.
I don't think that this is a bad thing, because we are all full-time workers and everything, and I just want to enjoy it, and I really like that in Remake, because the character development throughout the game was amazing, and the character interactions
and the voice actors.
Carlos was an angel. I loved him from the very first moment. So I love what they did with him, and I love their interactions, and they did very well with the story.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely. Like, I feel very, very much the same. Like, I think the characters are so good. They're so well fleshed out. They're so believable in this crazy situation. And likable. As I say, Jill and Carlos in the remake, to me, are so likable, and they've got real chemistry. You feel their chemistry. In the original, they didn't. Like, they did not. Like, it felt so weird, because it was like, do they like each other? I don't know, maybe. You know, in the new one, it's the tension is there. You know that they've got it in for each other from day one, like that they're each other.
But the last scene in Resident Evil 3 original was like they're going on a ship, you know, like on vacation.
Yeah.
And why not this time?
Yeah. Kind of missed it. Yeah.
Maybe we should do this.
Yeah.
A shooting on a ship while we both like.
You definitely should just do the whole end screen from Resident Evil 2 OG.
Yeah. And I don't know, I really like Jill's representation in the remake because I know most people were annoyed by her swearing so much and being not the little lady damsel in distress and everything, but you know, just imagine being in her situation after what happened in the mansion and everything, and then she meets people from Umbrella, and who the hell wouldn't be angry with them? And she's so angry, fucked up, depressed,
traumatized.
Exactly, and she reacted very natural, and I don't know how people cannot like this, because everyone would have reacted like that.
Yeah, but maybe some people want to see her as a super girl, you know?
Yeah,
the super girl.
The lady.
Yeah, the lady. But I think it's Capcom did a really good thing in there.
Yeah.
So, definitely. I think like Jill, like I've said this on other interviews. I've said this when when I've been asked in stuff myself. But like, Jill is my favorite Resident Evil character of all time. She always has been, because the very first time I played Resident Evil 1, I played as Jill, and I just fell in love with her as a character from day one. And I felt really sad that from Resident Evil 5 on, I've been like, where's Jill? Where the hell is Jill? Where is my Jill? This sucks. And in Remake, I liked what you said, like it starts out and she's actually dealing with everything that she's been through. She's scared that she could be infected. She's dealing with things that people would really deal with, not just, as you say, like an action hero in a movie, just not caring. She's like, she feels like a real person. And even I will actually say, just to bring that back to what you guys do, you guys have done so many scenes from the game, and you've done like the infected Jill, you've done infected Carlos, like recreating those moments is so incredible. Like to be able to do it, it's a credit to you guys, it's a credit to your photographer, who I have to say is phenomenal. As somebody that as I say, I make movies, I appreciate frames, and when I see the photography, it's so good. Is it Sarah?
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
She's incredible. And obviously, like when you're a fan of these things, you do want to find these other sources of stuff to be able to latch onto, to be able to reconnect you to that world. Because once you finish it in your 6 hours, it's kind of like, oh wait, no, it's done. I want more of this. I want more. So you guys get to live it. That's
so the zombie shooting was really a dream from both of us. It was like, we want to do it, and damn, we took the makeup for 6 hours and the shooting was in 1 hour done.
Yeah, we did the makeup like the whole day, and Sarah just snapped the pics of me at first, and she was like doing 3 pics, and then we were like, oh, I think we're done. Yeah. So, okay.
And we were so hungry.
Yeah, it was very hard, but it was worth it.
We had no food and
But we did it with love.
Yeah, with love. Yeah.
Because when I saw this scene from the beginning of the remake, where she's turning in front of her mirror and she's grabbing a gun and is shooting herself, like, wow, that was so amazing. And I wanted to recreate this from the very first moment, because it's so well done. And
also the scene when she had the nightmare of Carlos, because she slowly liking Carlos, and she was unconsciousness, and then the fact that everything is good, like Carlos coming in and the city is safe, yes, and great, and then
and he's also grabbing her on the shoulder, and that is so sweet, because at first she's like a person of space.
Yeah, and she dreamed it that he is touching her, you know?
So sweet.
So sweet. And then he's turning, and that's great. And she can't killed him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's able to kill herself, but not able to shoot him because he's one of the last ones she thinks she can trust in all this hellhole and everything.
And this scene was so incredible, and we played it and was like, we have to do it. We have to do the scene somehow, zombie shooting or
And I in this scene when Carlos is turning and he's begging her to shoot him.
Yes.
He's like, shoot me and everything, and
it's the only way.
This situation, it's the only way, is what he says, and this situation is the same
with Nikolai.
As in the ending, when he's having Nikolai there, and he's like, shoot him, it's the only way, and I was like, Capcom, this good writing was not, shouldn't have been done, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Oh, so amazing.
It's so funny because the whole time you were going through, I was like, I'm totally going to mention how the Nikolai thing at the end is the same, and then you got to it, I was like, yes,
that was so cool.
It was. I love that, and like one thing that as I say, my mate, the speedrunner CB, one of the things that he says that I do agree with is, I love Remake and I love what they've done with it. Like, I think, as I say, I don't mind the cut areas from the original. It doesn't, and I will say the original is pretty much one of my favorite video games of all time. I don't mind the cut areas. I don't mind any of that stuff. But one thing that CB says that I do agree with is, I wish that Jill had gotten to go back to the police station instead of Carlos. Just because I think for Jill to meet Brad, with all the fears that she has about turning, I think it would have been so powerful to see her meet Brad and realize, see it, what happens to Stars members, But again, I think, like you said earlier, I think sometimes we want too much. Like, you get given a really good story and you start going, ooh, but what would I have done differently?
Anytime.
Yeah, but you're right there, because in the original one, Brett is getting killed by Nemesis, and I think that I kind of missed that in the remake because I knew the scene, and it would have been more bad for Jill to see this as well, because she saw that he got bit, but she never saw that he turned in the end. So I don't know. It was kind of an open end for him.
It's just like I really like Brad.
They gave him a redemption.
Yes, and it's the fact that Wesker, when he is the leader of the team, put him as the pilot. And he knows that he is flying away when he saw this.
Because he's so afraid.
Yeah. He's so afraid. He know that. And that fact, and Brad has to handle with so much fear and
anxiety.
The word in English.
Which word? Guilty.
With so much guilt that he's victim himself to save Jill, and he's like, don't be as dumb as I am.
And when he asks her, are we still a team? Because, he kind of left Chris and Jill because Chris and Jill wanted to confront the police chief and everything with Umbrella and all. And he was like, oh, no, I don't want to have anything to do with this.
And he has actually a pretty sad story. So
yeah. Definitely. And then, by not confronting the police, he got to be the poster boy for Stars in the poster does Stars. But it's like, and it's I agree that one of the things I love about the game so much, there's a few things that stand out. One of them is definitely Brad goes from being the coward in the first game to actually helping Jill and redeeming himself, and
exactly.
I also love Mikhail. I think Mikhail is handled really well because he's
Mikhail is so cool.
He's best.
He's such a badass, and you can tell that straight away. Even though Jill doesn't trust UBCS, she kind of, right after their first conversation, you can see she kind of trusts Mikhail because he's so on the level. There's no bullshit with him. He's just like and Carlos is kind of watching their conversation
Exactly.
Yeah. Because there's this one scene in the train when he's talking to Nikolai, and and Nikolai is looking at him, and he's like, it was kind of weird that they can open doors and can run into a platoon like this, and he kind of suspects something.
Yeah.
And that was so amazing because Nikolai is just laughing it off in his
so
face.
slimy.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
It's brilliant.
Such a bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't say that too loud. George maybe is
No,
watching. okay?
it's in a positive way. I mean,
Oh,
he's,
yeah.
he's a bastard, but he's a very good bastard in a
He's a
way.
great villain. He's a great
Yeah.
villain. Because, like,
Yeah,
again, right, in the original Resident Evil 3, Nikolai is kind of like a very forgettable, like, he's just like a regular, 80s action film Russian villain. You know, he doesn't have a lot of personality. He's just very, like stone, you know. Whereas in this, like, he's so sleazy, he's so disgusting, he's so, like, everything he says and does, you're just like want to go through the screen and punch him. Like, it's so good.
Yep.
That's such a talent as well, you know.
Yeah, I mean, the scene when Jill is hanging down on this metal thing and he's standing on top and is saying, yeah, here, you want the vaccine, give me a good fight and everything. So cool, okay? That was so cool.
I love having these kind of discussions because, as I say, right, it's so funny because sometimes, like we were talking about earlier with the differences of opinion, they come from, I think sometimes those come from a place as well of not meaning well, but like when people are really passionate about something, they get very defensive, you know, they argue their points very aggressively. But I love when you find people and you land and you both like the same things. It's so much easier for everybody to just have fun and gush about it, you know?
Yeah, that's right. I mean, I know there are some people who kind of get protective when it comes to their favorite characters and everything, but you know, everyone can have their opinions, and as long as there's no insult involved or something, everyone should say what they want. So
yeah, it's sometimes really sad when you just say what you like and what you don't like, and not to fight against anyone. And you checking a profile and you see that person has blocked you, and you're like, why? I don't know you. You don't know me. Maybe that person just read one line and was like, I gonna block this because this opinion, it's like,
that is
not mine.
That is something that is on the toxic side of
Definitely.
every fandom, I would say, because these people are everywhere. So
I think I read somewhere that, like, one of the reasons that happens is because some people, they put their whole identity into something like a show or a series or a movie, and then when somebody says they don't like that, they feel like they don't like them because they are
personally attacked.
Exactly. And, like, I think I've been lucky that I love Resident Evil, I love Final Fantasy, I love I love so many things. I love Red Dead Redemption, I love, you know.
Oh yeah.
But I don't, if somebody says to me I don't like Resident Evil, I don't know, Resident Evil 7, you just said it a while ago, I actually really like Resident Evil 7, but if somebody says to me I don't like Resident Evil 7, I'm like, cool, like, that's totally fine. Like, I can see why people wouldn't as well. I'm not blind. Like, I can understand. It's just different people, like we said, like different things.
Exactly.
It's like I always get that when I say, like, I wasn't, and it's so funny because I don't even say I dislike 4. I just say 4 would not be my favorite by a long shot. Like, I like a lot of the other games more than 4. And people are like, how dare you? 4 is a masterpiece! It's the greatest goddamn video game!
It's always the same with Resident Evil 4, I swear. If you say anything bad about Resident Evil 4, you are just getting lynched.
Blacklisted, yeah.
Why are you looking at me?
I'm not looking at you!
Alright.
I mean, I have to admit that I started the 4th game and
but you don't like it.
Quit very quickly because it wasn't my
it didn't grip
kind of
you,
thing. I don't know, because I've never been a huge fan of Leon. That doesn't mean that I don't like him, but I was always more the Chris fan because I started with the 5th one and everything. But when I played Resident Evil 2 Remake with the new younger Leon, I really fell in love with him because he was just such a cute puppy and I really loved him. So maybe when they do a remake of the 4th one,
Yes.
I will like him a bit more. I don't know, but the original one is nothing for me.
Yeah.
You mean Resident Evil 4?
As you say, like, I think it's funny because that was me as well. I wasn't a huge fan of the original Resident Evil 2, which I've gone back and now I love it. I wasn't a huge fan of 4, so I was kind of like you. I wasn't a huge Leon guy. And Resident Evil 2 Remake, exactly the same for me. I fell in love with. He's such a rookie. He's such a naive kid.
Yeah.
He's such a he's not prepared. Like when you go to Resident Evil 3, you have Jill and Carlos who are both badasses, really. But like Leon and Claire are Claire's a bit more badass than Leon, to be fair.
Yeah.
Leon's a total rookie, whereas I think like in 4 he's like Superman. You know?
He's really like Superman.
Yeah, exactly. And that is what he's always about. Also in the CGI movies, he's always the Superman. Yeah, exactly, the badass and
shoot him in the head.
Yeah, no one can kill him and everything.
Jumping through windows, kicking in doors, just like a
it's not a problem. But I do love the movies. So.
Yeah. I mean, Vendetta is cool, but
it's the worst from the 3 movies.
Oh man, Josh is coming after you after this interview.
I'm sorry.
I'm so sorry. So the fight scene's really cool, but a little bit unrealistic. Little bit.
But then, like, everyone always says that about 5 with the boulder, with Chris with the boulder.
Oh yeah, like who?
Iconic scene.
And like, I can do this also.
That is totally relatable.
Yeah.
Realistic, very realistic.
Yeah.
Oh, guys.
Yeah, but I don't know what they did with the movies, because in Damnation, it was the second one. That is, for me, it is the best, because Leon is such a lovely character in Damnation with it's in Russia.
Yeah.
Playing in Russia with the liquors and everything, and
JD is really cool.
And Leon is such a heartwarming character in this one, because he's always trying to save everyone, protecting everyone, and then you have Vendetta, where they kind of fight everything and everything explodes and all the civilians are dying and burning, and everyone's like, oh, that's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, Michael Bay movie. It's just like a Michael Bay movie, just explosions.
Exactly.
I mean, that's what I like about the look of Infinite Darkness, is it looks like it's much more serious and grounded and horror, you know, like even just a little bit we saw gave that vibe of like, this is going to be scary, as opposed to exploding.
I hope they won't disappoint with this, but I got my hopes high.
Yes.
I think it would be good.
And did you guys, just out of curiosity, because as I say, I just like this, I just like nerding out about Resident Evil, did you guys see the cast for the reboot movie that was announced and everything? And all, like, what are your thoughts on that? I'm just curious.
I know the Chris actor. I know him from a couple series. I think it would be really good, because I know he's also a really big Resident Evil fan.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he is. He just wrote it on his Twitter account. It's like a dream come true to be Chris, because he really loved Chris and he played all the games. So I think that will be really good. I'm not sure about Leon, I have to say, because Leon is like the actor looks like really not similar with Leon, but I think when they made the makeup, I think it will be good.
Yeah, we have to wait for the actual costume and makeup and everything.
Claire is gonna be great.
She's very good.
Claire, the actress of Claire, knows a bit about Resident Evil. I don't know, because she wrote something like, "I'm giving you a big heart, Claire. Where's my red leather jacket?" or something.
Oh, amazing!
And I don't know. I have to be honest. Okay, I was kind of confused with the cast, because when you're doing a video game adaptation, you have the character right here, so you have to look like the character. That's the first thing that comes to
Yeah.
my mind. So I was a bit confused, but when I thought more about this, I'm kind of excited to see all of them in these
Yeah.
worlds, because you can't just decide with the pics they showed now, because these are just normal pics of them. They're not in costume, they're not in the
Yeah.
makeup and everything. They're not on the set, and I think they're going to be great.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm very similar to yourself. When I first saw it, I was very like, oh, like you just said, I was like Claire, Chris. I wasn't sure on Wesker. I wasn't sure on, even though I love him in Umbrella Academy, I wasn't sure on Jill, and I wasn't sure on Leon. And then, like you said, what actually happened with me was I saw fan concepts where they took some of these actors and
I saw these.
used Photoshop to make them look like them, and I was like, oh wait, if they do that, then I'm totally down. Like straight away, it removed that barrier of, well, they don't look like them. It's like, but they can. Watch how easily they can look like them, you know. And that's what I think people always forget with movies, is that actors rarely going into playing a role look like the person they're supposed to be playing. Very rarely. It's that they get everything they need to look like them, because usually those kind of movies have gigantic budgets where they can do that, you know.
Exactly. You know, I saw some film scenes of the Jill actress from different movies, and she looked so badass, and I think she's going to nail it. And as long as she's a Jill with badass quotes, badass action scenes and everything, it's totally fine by me. So I'm pretty excited.
Yeah, I think it's a good time to be a Resident Evil fan, like going into next year where it's the 25th anniversary, and you know, like I think we've got a lot of exciting things around the corner, with Village coming, with the new movie, with the, you know, all of that. I mean, Chris looks so badass in Village. I know he's supposed to be a villain, whatever, I don't care, he looks badass.
We don't know yet. We don't know yet.
Exactly.
I think he will not be the very bad villain.
They're setting it up like that, but it's not. He's not going to be.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's it. I played Resident Evil 7 in VR, full game with headphones, and actually I like Ethan, but I think it's kind of sad that Capcom doesn't. What?
I said controversial. I like Ethan as well. I want to put that out there, but it's just I've gotten so much shit for it over the years. So.
I think it was very hard for Ethan to get some fans.
Yeah.
You know, having a new Resident Evil game, and suddenly there's a whole new person. And I think he had a hard start.
It's kind of sad that Capcom's not giving him a face, because he has a face model.
Yeah, he has a face, but they don't show it.
Why? Because he played in
VR? Even in that image where he's like shadow on his face, I'm like, we all know what he looks like, just show his face.
Yeah, and he looks really good, and his history is also really sad. He's going to save Mia, and he saves Mia, and then he wants to live a normal peace life, and then Chris comes up, and of course you think, okay, he's the bad guy now because he's killing Mia, but I don't like Mia either, so I don't get it.
No, I remember the first time I saw Chris in that trailer, I just got really hyped, because I was like, Chris looks like Chris again, like he's big and blocky, and like he looks like a meathead again. He doesn't look like my weird uncle anymore.
It was so freaking stupid when I played in VR, and she was listening to it, and I was like, oh my god, Chris is coming. I was, oh my god, Chris is coming.
We've been so excited.
Oh my god, and then he came like Redfield, and was like,
what's that?
What the hell is that? Where's his boulder punching arms? Where's his boulder punching arms?
And he's working with some new umbrella and everything. And, that was really
that was like okay, so.
I haven't had the confidence to play Resident Evil 7 in VR yet. I'm planning on doing it over Halloween on my Twitch. Because I played it one day, and I literally got as far as going into the Baker house and walking around, And I was like, I felt too much like I'm in this house. I'm like,
Yeah.
I nearly punched my daughter by accident.
Oh!
Oh no!
I didn't. But
Okay.
I was in VR and I was playing it and I was like freaking out. And next thing she came into the room really quietly and tapped me on the leg. And so I was like, what the hell? Took off the,
no.
oh my god, don't do that. Okay, don't do that to Dad, please.
Oh, no.
You could have gotten me.
So,
It can be very intense, yeah.
so she was like, Daddy, and he was like, oh my god!
Who the hell? Yeah.
Who that?
Who's there?
Who the hell are you?
Who's there?
Oh man.
But yeah, I'm
Yeah,
gonna play it
we
out here in. I'm gonna play it out here in the studio where I can't hurt anybody, except myself.
Perfect.
maybe.
But don't punch the wall then.
No.
Maybe you break your.
That's what these holes are. Yeah.
Oh, now, okay.
I'm
You're
like
distracted.
Chris. Yeah, I'm getting ready to beat up boulders. You know.
You're training.
Okay, perfect.
Amazing.
Guys, I want to say that this was such a fantastic chat between talking about your cosplays and what you guys have done and the accomplishments and everything you've had with that, through to just nerding out about Resident Evil, which is my favorite thing in the world.
Same.
So guys, thank you so much. And what I'll do is, for anybody who is curious, who hasn't already done so, I'll drop links in the description to follow you guys on Twitter. And yeah, anywhere else, Instagram, anywhere else you guys want me to direct people to. And yeah, guys, please go follow these amazing people, because they put out amazing stuff. I know you hate the compliments. I'm sorry.
No,
Wait, I'll just wait. You like plug your ears for a second, and then I'll say all the nice stuff. No, like genuinely, I do believe that at a time like this, where times are hard, and sometimes it's just opening Twitter and seeing a cool photo that you weren't expecting to see can really perk up your day. So like,
yeah,
and you guys do that. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
we do it with pleasure. So
Yeah. Thank you for having us.
thank you for having us, really. And you're a great guy.
Yeah, you're so sweet.
You're so sweet, really. I love you all. Yeah.
Oh,
We had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
guys, I'm telling you, next time, as I say, once this whole pandemic thing is over and done with, like myself and the wife, it's been a while since we were in Germany. We'll be back and we'll pop by for a visit and say hello.
And
And
some beer.
we're going to drink a beer together.
Yeah, we can do that. Definitely.
Superb. And for me, currywurst, beer and currywurst, and I'm sorted.
Oh, nice.
I make my own currywurst now because I can't get it anywhere else. So I had to look up recipes to make my own. I love it.
Perfect.
Awesome.
Guys, one last time, thank you so much. And folks, as I say, make sure you follow, and also please like and subscribe here on the channel. It would do me a big solid. It's down there somewhere, I think, below these guys. Yeah, down there. And as I say at the end of every episode, and I always mean it from the heart, let's survive together and peace out. Thanks so much again, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.